Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Libra in February 2021. What is going on, Libra? How are you guys doing? I hope that you are doing well. All right, Libra, welcome to February, wherever you're in the world right now. I hope you're safe, happy, healthy, and secure. Please continue to take very good care of yourselves and those that you know and love. And if you have something left over, please extend that love and affection and care and concern for even a perfect stranger, okay? Libra, the world right now could use a little good juju, so I'm encouraging everyone, no matter who you are, no matter where you're from, to extend some of that goodness in the world. When you can, choose kindness, choose compassion, choose the good option. Make good choices, okay? You know, we're in a very interesting time in human history, and we're all very well capable of making good choices, right? All right, so that's my general advice for everybody. But I don't want to dwell on that too long, so let's just go ahead and get into it. This is going to be your overview message for February. Anything you want from me, it's already in the description, my friend. So if you want the timestamp, it is down there. If you want to find out how to get a personal reading with me, you can look in the description box below. Again, that information will be down there for you. Any questions before you place an order, just email me at the same address you see listed there. And even though I haven't been using it for a little while, I will get back to it. So there is a link to my Instagram account down there if you want to drop me a follow over there, okay? We're going to start off reading these 3 cards, and then we're going to build up, and we're going to get an additional 3 cards at least. We'll talk about an outcome and a potential outcome and an overall energy as well. So let's put this down, duh, and let's flip these over and see what came out for you. So off camera, you guys got the Eight of Wands, and then you got the Magician. Secondary major for Virgo and Gemini, could be dealing with either of those signs or not at all. And then major arcana Justice, that's your major arcana card, Libra. So you could be dealing with another Libra as well. But any sign that I don't mention that isn't your own, take it with a grain of salt. If I mention any genders, flip them around, because there is no gender, especially in a general reading like this. And in general, guys, these messages are general. They're for a collective of people, and they are therefore open up to reinterpretation. So, you know, if it fits your story, perfect. If it doesn't, no need to force it. And also, again, the places can be swapped. Thank you. That's where we're going. So if I'm addressing this as Libra, even if you're a cross watcher, what I'm saying is happening to Libra could be happening to a cross watcher, vice versa. You know, flip it all around. Okay. So without further ado, let's see what's happening here. 8 of Wands, Magician, and Justice. So in some of your cases, there's a high potential of some type of manipulation being set right. This Magician in the center here is really, it's not giving me bad vibes, but it's giving me like, like I said before, like manipulative vibes. Like I feel like someone in the situation, regardless of their sign, again, I'm going to address it as if this is happening to Libra. But again, Libra, you could be the person doing these actions. So be honest with yourself. You know, take your take accountability. Thank you for anything that you might be doing. But this Magician I'm taking, and it feels very like contrived. It feels very orchestrated. Somebody has maybe planned something to a T, and possibly the plan is going off without a hitch, or there are hitches, but this person is continuing to like sell themselves off or pass themselves off as something, or pass a situation off as something that it really isn't. This is not traditional or quote unquote high vibe attributes of the Magician energy, whoever it may be, you or someone else, Libra, but it is low vibe. All the cards in tarot have quote unquote positive and negative, what I call high vibe, low vibe, right? And so I'm feeling that someone in this Magician energy at this moment, and possibly over the last several months, has been pretty low vibe. If not months, even longer than that, they're telling me. Even longer for some of you. And you know, how nefarious, how malicious, that's for you to decide. That's subjective to your situation. But what I'm sensing is purposeful. The Magician is, no matter which way you slice it, a creator, or somebody who again, orchestrates. They do it with a purpose. They have a certain goal in mind, a certain outcome that they're reaching for, yes? Whether they intend to do it, again, high vibe or low vibe, there is always some set intention that the magician is contemplating or is focused on, yes? So in this case, I think there is someone who desires a particular outcome, or who did desire an outcome, and they did everything in their power, every tool that they had at their disposal, they used it to reach for and get closer to their goal. Now, what their goal is, whether that be good or bad, whether that be, again, with any type of nefarious means on how to go about reaching that goal, I'm not sure. But the big takeaway is that it was false. There was something false about it. Okay, justice right next door and communicate. Okay, got it. So for some of you, this is like false reporting, which, nope, not going to go there. Stop. Okay. But in general, this is false reporting. This is false assessment. This is false statements. Basically, people have lied on you, or you have lied on someone. Again, take your place of where you are. But someone here has purposely lied, possibly, since justice is here on the opposite end, or excuse me, on one of the ends, I should say. Someone may have lied legit to authorities, to a court, to a lawyer, to a judge, hand on the Bible, sworn affidavits, and they were totally lying. Absolutely. Absolutely. They're just like, they're giving me the affirmative on that. I don't know in what type of case, because it's not really detailed here. We might get some as we go further in the story. But whatever was said and sworn to be the truth, in some of your cases, it was completely false. A complete falsehood. In other cases, it was, omittance. Like certain information was missing, so certain details were glossed over. I don't know the rhymes and the reasons, or not the rhymes and the reasons, the details, you know what I mean? I don't know if someone lied about an alibi, which is a criminal offense to give a false alibi, right? And that might not seem like a big deal because it helps the person who needs the alibi. So if your friend or a family member is like, hey, if someone calls and asks if I was with you last Friday, say I was with you, and you're like, okay. You know what I mean? Just because it's a natural instinct for many people to protect their friends, their family, yes? And that has the intention of keeping your friend or keeping your family safe. That's a regular goal that many people have, but at the same time, it's an offense to the legal system. It's an offense to the court to give false alibis, or do you get what I mean? So even if there was quote unquote good intentions behind the lie or the misinformation that was submitted through official means, through official documentation, it still ends up being quote unquote bad or just downright illegal. Okay. For those where this isn't about court systems, justice still plays because this could be a pattern in somebody's life. You could be dealing with someone who is what do you call that? A pathological liar. You could have someone who, even if they're not lying, they're just highly manipulative. So they might leverage information that they have in their favor. So I'm getting like strong arming. I'm getting like blackmail. And again, those have legal ramifications as well as karmic ones, right? So if it's not doing anything with the court system, it could just be, what I'm going to term in this moment, back alley, like blackmail. Like if you know a secret that your cousin is holding or your friend is holding, and if that secret were to get out, they would be embarrassed, they would be ashamed, they might be in trouble at their workplace, something like that, and you leverage that information to get something out of them that serves a selfish or self-interested goal, are you breaking laws? I guess blackmail is, I don't know if there's laws against blackmail. There could, I assume there would be, but whatever. It's like a little bit of both in some of your cases. It's a little bit a foot in the legal system, and more than anything, whether you're aware of or dealing with court or not, this idea of karma, this idea of cosmic law, right? And this is the Cosmic Tarot deck that I chose for you guys today. So that's very interesting. So karmically speaking, cosmically speaking, lawfully speaking, somebody's trying to pull a fast one. And I think that they're quote unquote winning because they got to the punch first. They beat someone to the punch. So if this is a matter of like litigation, somebody sued another person before that person, you know what I mean? Like, I'll sue you first, and boom, files are paper. Papers are filed. Thank you. The next day. Do you get what I mean? So someone was very quick to take action, to submit a correspondence or some type of communication, was quick to give an interview with police detectives and things like this, was quick to respond to somebody's email, or quick to slide up in somebody's DMs is like, by the way, did you know, and start spreading some type of gossip that's going to ruin someone's reputation, what have you. It's going to resonate in different areas on different levels for all of you. But when this person decided, because the beams of light coming out of the magician's eyes to me is like a decisive action. Once this person decided what they wanted, whatever the outcome is, whatever the goal is, whether they wanted to feel a certain way, because they've got all the tools at their disposal, all of the different suits or of the tarot are here. So the pentacle, the cup, the sword, and the wand. So if they wanted to feel a certain way, that was their motivation, and they utilized all those tools. If they wanted to get some resources out of it, something of value out of it, maybe some money out of it, again with this idea of blackmail, right? So if they're like, hey, I know you're sleeping with your your old college friend Bill, and your name is Hank, and you're married with 15 kids, let me tell you, you're going to have to pay me. And I'm not saying that this is okay, but you know what I mean? Like that type of desire to have someone by the, what is that? By the short and longs or something like that. But basically have power over a person if that's what they wanted with monetary gain. Then that's what they went for. Again, I don't know how malicious this is, because in some cases I just don't want to see my friend or my family member go to jail, so let me provide a false alibi. So as soon as I can, I'm going to go down, I'll make a statement at the station quickly. I'm going to go down there tomorrow because I want to save your hide. I want to protect you. So, you know, it's all relative to your own experience. It's all nuanced, but that's kind of what I'm getting there. Anything else? I don't think so. My wrist. All right. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So let's get some further information here regarding the situation for Libra. What is the additional information here? Show me more of what's going on in this story for Libra. Show me, please. Two of Cups. Interesting. One more, please. And the Ten of Swords. All right, let me get an outcome for you. What's the potential outcome of this situation for Libra? Please show me. And the bottom of the deck is the overall energy. So, we'll talk about the potential outcome in the overall in a moment. But your additional cards are the Two of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. All right. So this has become a little bit more personal. I'm still going to, obviously, everything I was saying about court systems and things like that, and maybe blackmail or extortion and all that kind of stuff, all that is still very much true or possible for your storyline. But with this combination, I feel that we're taking a turn towards a personal relationship. And now I think we're going to speak more about the cosmic justice that's out here, as opposed to the lawful sort of mundane justice that we perceive here on Earth, okay? So cosmic justice is a little wider scope. Let's see what we get. Two of Cups, Queen of Cups. Okay, so water energy is a little heavy here. Water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You could be dealing, but you don't have to be. I do feel like it could be the Queen of Cups who has been the magician. It doesn't have to be. And they don't have to be female just because we see a queen here, and I might say the pronoun she. Okay, so don't get too wrapped up in anybody's pronouns or their genders. It can all, you know, This could be a male, even though it's a very pretty lady, okay? Um, yeah, I feel like someone here, okay, so that's a very different turn of it. So before, how I was talking about someone who was manipulative for the purposes of like getting to a selfish goal or a very self-interested goal. Now I'm getting someone who is manipulative, lies, maybe cheats, maybe does a lot of omittance of information. They omit a lot of important details and everything like that. But it's all because of some type of truly personal torment with the Ten of Swords there. There's someone here who purports to be a loving person or a big-hearted person or somebody who possibly has very important relationships, not just one, but we'll get to that if it comes up because this is the Two of Cups. We'll get to that. But this person on the surface has very healthy relationships, or at least, you know, if the neighbors were looking over across the street or in their neighbor's window, they would see something that looked very picturesque. They would see something that looked very quote unquote normal and happy and contented. Not the case. Here we have a person who has a lot of deep emotions. Queen of Cups has a ton of deep emotions, as does the King of Cups. And this person, I feel, is just a little bit faking the funk on that. I think there could be someone who says they're in love, but they're not. And that can sometimes have selfish intention. To tell someone that you love them makes them feel at ease more than it does you. That is what is kind of what I'm sensing about this Queen of Cups character. To tell the other person, hey, I love you, or, you know, I love you, male or female, I don't care who you are and I don't care who you're talking to. I love you so much. That puts the person who's hearing that at ease. It disarms them, right? And it's not to say that then you get to go in there and violate them or you get to go in there and take advantage of them. Maybe that's what this person wanted to do. But more than anything, I think this person is hiding their own personal torment. And they keep this other people placated by saying, I love you, and maybe even being a very good caretaker, right? You know, it's like this person over here, I feel it really is the Queen of Cups. Or they're dealing with someone like this. But I really feel it's this person. It doesn't have to be, though. But somebody here has a great amount of personal turmoil. Very deep wounds that fester inside of them is what this feels like. Like, what this feels like is like wounds that have never healed, right? It feels like wounds that have scabbed over and something reopens them, you know what I mean? So this person themselves, maybe they're doing it. They could be tormenting themselves, torturing themselves to a certain degree. They might be living in situations or living in memories that's doing this to them. I don't know. But this feels very inescapable. It feels very inescapable. Or at least this is how someone here feels about themselves or feels about the situation that they're living in or something like that. And it's not going anywhere. You know, this is a 10. It's meant to be a culmination. It's meant to show, because 10s are, you know, the moment where we're about to close one door and then walk through another. It's very transient, yes? I don't feel someone is there. I feel like someone, okay, maybe put it to you like this. It's like reading a book, but you never get past like chapter 2. It's like, I'm going to finish this book. But let me go back a few pages so that, you know, I can refresh my memory. Like, so say you started reading a book today and you get to the end of chapter 2, but you don't turn the page so you can begin chapter 3, right? So then you put the book down for several months, maybe even several years, who knows? And by the time you go to pick that book back up, you're like, I don't really remember what happened through chapter 2. So let me reread it. And then again, you come to the end of chapter 2, and for some reason, your fingers just never turn the page. Your hand just never turns the page and gets to chapter 3. You're constantly rereading. Someone is repeating karmic cycles. That's why they're showing me this. Like, they keep showing me this. Like, a page just does not fully turn over. And it's because someone is doing this the wrong way. Doesn't understand themselves fully, okay? Libra, or whoever's watching this video, more than likely, this isn't you, this is someone you're dealing with. I find that most people who watch tarot, who have interest in tarot, are not usually, quote unquote, the bad guy, or the person with the issue. You might be dealing with the person who has the issue. And that's kind of what I feel here, Libra, is that this is someone close to you, even though, again, it can be you, because it can be a Libra, because technically not everybody who's watching this will be a Libra. But it doesn't... This person is close to you, Two of Cups. So I'm sensing really like family, maybe a few of you friends, but more than, okay, so I don't know why this is important, but they want me to kind of rank it. So I feel this is mostly, for most of you, this is a family member or someone who's close to you like family. So it could be a friend, and then a romantic partner, and then a friend who's not as close as family, but you've known them a long time. I hope you get what I mean by those two distinguishing groups of friends, right? And Two of Cups, you know, if you've been with my channel for a while, you know, I don't have a problem technically with the word soulmate. And this is one of the cards that many readers will assign to and describe as soulmate energy. And I get it. And I mean, on this card, it looks very intimate. Yes. But the caveat that I always give, that I have been giving at least for 2 years strong, or at least a year and a half, I'd say, is that soulmate energy does not always equal the most positive relationships in your life, the most cookie cutter, sprinkles on top, you know, with extra caramel sauce or something like that. It's not always going to be the sweetest treat for you in your life. And number two, well, more than number two, number one is usually, and a soulmate doesn't have to be a romantic partner, but we've been over that. And I guess the third part of it is that soulmates are not always forever. And I don't know that I have to tell this group that, because I'm not sensing from you, Libra, that you or they want to be apart, even if you are apart. That's interesting. You don't want to be apart even though you might be apart right now. Okay. So I say all that basically to get to the bottom is soulmates are not what we have always thought them to be. And I think that is primarily due to the change in the shift of paradigms that we're going through. We're leaving, if you did not know, the age of Pisces, and we are well into, even though it's not well into, it's still the very infantile stages of being in the age of Aquarius. And anytime you shift ages, if you go back and you look at it and you read about it, there's massive upheaval and redefinition and evolution to, quote unquote, the way things are, right? So in the age of Pisces, soulmates being, you know, romantic and, you know, what was that? What's that story? What is it? Alexander the Great or whatever? You know, like all these epic love stories of the face that launched 1,000 ships and all that shit, you know, where your undying love for a person was something that you would die by the sword and you would sacrifice so much for. And that was like the epitome of romance. That was the epitome of what it meant to be romantic. That's why, or excuse me, a soulmate. That's why when I told you just a second ago, it does not always have to be a romantic partner. That is a revolutionary in itself, because soulmates for so long were purported and described more than not as romantic sexual partners. That's not the case, especially in my work. I've seen other readers mention this as well. You could have a soulmate who's just a friend. You can have a soulmate who is a blood relative of yours. You can have a soulmate who is, you know, somebody who's in your life for like 5 months. And that's the other thing that's kind of revolutionary is that we have multiple soulmates, okay? So that, I just want to, I'm going to have to continue to repeat that, I think, for a while, especially with people who come to my channel who want to work with me. I support it. I believe in it. But there's a caveat because of the paradigm that we're shifting into. Going into Aquarius, Aquarius loves all people. Aquarius is philanthropic, Aquarius is altruistic, and Aquarius as an archetype, not people, as an archetype, has a very wide lens, a global, if not universal lens, meaning there's potential to love and connect with everybody, not just people that you want to sleep with. Do you get what I mean? So that's why some of you, this is a family member, straight up. And that person has deep pain, deep wounds that you may not be aware of, that they hide very well with this magician energy. And that's a part of manipulation, right? Is to hide. It's not, manipulation isn't always, well, I guess sometimes when we hear the word manipulation, we might think liar, liar, liar. And yes, that's true. When you manipulate, you tend to be lying about something. But there's also like this aspect of manipulation that involves hiding, that as the name implies with magician, that involves some type of sleight of hand, some type of hidden information or hidden truth. Yes? So like a magician, you put the rabbit in your coat pocket. You don't put the rabbit in the hat. You know what I mean? Or, or you saw the woman in half. She's not really sawed in half. She's just tucked up into one side of it. You get what I mean? So there's always something that's hidden. And I feel this Queen of Cups, and Queen of Cups innately, water signs innately, no shade to them, but it's true, innately have this ability to hide things. And they have a tendency to hide things. And if you think of what the ocean is, if you think of what water is, water can be very deceptive. You think it's only shallow, you stick a hand in, you stick a foot in, and all of a sudden you're 3 feet deep into the water. You're waist up. So you can walk into water and your ankles are there. You take one more step and you're up to your neck. You don't know how deep those waters go, and you can't tell from the surface. Do you get what I mean? And when you think about the ocean, what we as humans know about the ocean, not a lot. There's still so much down there that is unexplored, undiscovered species. All of that is below the surface, but we don't know because we can't get there. So it's essentially hidden from us, is it not? So that's what I'm sensing here. Someone here has deep, deep, deep history, deep, deep, deep emotional rifts and trauma that maybe they hide from themselves. But more than likely, they hide from you and others. And that is possibly their karma to deal with, or there's something about that is their karma. How it affects you or whoever's dealing with this person, I don't know. I don't know. Because of this Two of Cups, there is some significance to it. Maybe you share in some type of anguish. Maybe this person, if they were somebody who experienced a lot of trauma, and you grew up with this person, maybe they inflicted some type of trauma onto you. This is not an excuse, by the way. This is not me saying, well, that's the way it is. I guess you got to deal with it. But this is just very common, that people who experience trauma inflict it on other people. And then you guys now have a soul bond. Like I said, that isn't cookie cutter. That isn't all sprinkles and the, delicious whipped cream on top. So that could be part of your story with this person. I'm not saying it is for everybody. And I'm not sure that this is any type of conclusive storyline here. Because for some of you, this justice, I think cosmic justice and karmic justice, those are a little harder to deal with because, there aren't necessarily any law books written about it. If you have a legal situation with this person, it's either going to go in your favor or it's not. That's pretty simplistic. You're either going to hear good things from the judge or you're going to hear some bad things from the judge. You get what I mean? But if it's outside of the, the law of man and the world of man, right? And it's more up in the hands of universe or up in the hands of whoever you believe in, right? It might not be so clear cut in your eyes or anybody else's eyes on what to do in this situation or how to handle the outcomes, right? Interesting. What is the outcome for this story for you guys, Libra? Princess of Pentacles, aka the Page of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Could be dealing with an Earth sign. You don't have to be. So I feel whoever's here has the potential to learn something. You, them, everybody involved. Everybody has the potential to learn. But I'm going to address this as you, Libra. You are learning some type of lesson. You might be studying this person or, interesting. Some of you, maybe, very strange, but they're giving me like a very specific story of like, you might turn this person into a case study. Like if you're a younger person, which could be indicative here because the Princess of Pentacles did come out, the Page of Pentacles. Pages are sometimes seen as children and or students. So you might be someone who's in school right now, studying for a doctorate, studying for your BA or your BS, I should say, in psychology or something like that. And this person is your great Aunt Helen or your great, Uncle Joe or something like that, whoever, right? And you have a relationship with them, but you don't. You know what I mean? You might know them, but you don't know them that well. And you might take your own family history and incorporate that into your studies. And from studying your own lineage, studying your own family history, you get not only personal growth and personal knowledge, you also get academic knowledge and academic credit for it. Does that make sense? Also, that would explain the Two of Cups in my eyes very quickly. If you desire to become a psychologist or become a specialist in some type of mental health field or something like that, and you make a case study of your own family, that enhances you on a soul level, because that aligns with one of your biggest goals in life is to become, a doctor in psychological practice. You know what I mean? So that, even though it sucks that you might be exploring the traumas of your own life or the traumas of a relative of yours, it somehow pushes your vehicle forward. Do you get what I mean? Like you will gain some type of progress or some type of I don't know, you're just going to gain something out of exploring this. For some of you, very specific to your career. And okay, so maybe like one day you publish something, you publish a paper, you publish a book, maybe you start up a podcast, maybe you become a consultant, whatever, and you will be able to point back to, when my father was growing up, when we were growing up, these are the things we experienced. And then you come to find out this equals this, and this is correlated to that, and blah, 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 whatever you do. So do you get what I mean? Other than that, this story can, like I said, involve children. So children. You might have children with this person, Libra. And the children might be learning something. Like they might be coming of age very soon. They might be adolescents or pre-adolescents or something like that. So the children, I think, are possibly aware of things that you were hoping they weren't aware of. And they're aware. They know. They're smart. The thing about the Page of Pentacles is the person, whoever it's indicating, or the energy itself indicates a person who is is a smart cookie. Okay? Anything else? And because pages tend to be initiate energy, those that are beginning a certain journey, yeah, I think like this could be a turning point. And you do have one card at least that speaks a little heavy, or at least more clearly, of new beginnings. So you or someone else or everybody involved might be, getting on a new path in life, especially in terms of foundation. Oh, okay, there it is. So late in the game, they like put all these puzzle pieces together for me. So really quickly, this could have been the entire time a story about custody, just to illustrate it. So this could have been a story about custody, and it could have been that one of the partners was very hiding deep wounds, hiding, deep trauma or whatever, but then they were reporting and saying to the courts, I'm the best candidate to take care of the children. I deserve custody, even though, no offense, I'm a whack job. Like, they're not telling the court that. They're painting themselves as if they've got it all together. They're manipulating the court. They're swearing to things that are not true in order to gain the custody of the children. So that's what that means for like one or two of you. Okay, not for everybody. The overall energy for February is the Strength card. Major arcana for Leo. Could be dealing with a Leo. You don't have to be. So on its face, you're going to have to be strong in this situation, Libra. It's really calling on you to look adversity in the eye and take it head on. Like I said, for some of you, you're not going to hear good things from the judge, from the court. You're not going to get the good end of the stick in terms of the karma that's involved here. And you're going to have to persevere through that. You know what I mean? I don't say this to say, well, that's the way the cookie crumbles and make like light of something. I get this energy that this is very difficult for you and other people to deal with. But you see what's on the shirt or the towel or whatever the hell she's holding there is there's this lion, this male lion with his mane and his crown and everything, right? And when you think about a lion in real life, like walking along the grasslands and everything like that, in order to have that territory, have that pride, have that life where no other males, and I'm not saying this is only exclusive to males, I'm just talking about the lions, right? But no other males can come and violate or trespass in this area. And you can't usually maintain that without having a scrap or two, right? I mean, I feel in most cases it's just the natural order of things in the animal kingdom that at some point some other male lion or two or three will come up in there and be like, hey, we're trying to stay, and whoever's in charge over there, we'll call him Mufasa just for the sake of it, he's like, nah, you gotta go. And they're gonna try Mufasa. And they're like, okay, you want us to go? Show me. Show me where the door is, Mufasa. Let me see you. Right? So this is to say, or I use that analogy to say, this aspect or this storyline in your life possibly is meant to challenge you, is meant to give you scrapes and scratches and bruises. I'm not, again, condoning any type of violence, but again, this is the karmic side of it. Karmically, so karmic scrapes, bruises, and scratches. Do you get what I mean? On the spiritual side of things. It might be reflected or it might manifest in the physical, which again, I do not condone, but let's be honest, that's the path for many people. Doesn't make it okay. Doesn't make it like, oh, well, your feelings and your broken arm, it doesn't matter because that's your karma, baby. It does matter, but there's something to be gained from it. So as much as I'm sure Mufasa doesn't want to fight off other lions, I'm sure he'd rather just sleep all day and like sunbathe and, just live a life of Riley, live a life of luxury. We all would prefer that. But when other entities, those other male lions, the friends and family that we have come into our lives, bring drama into our lives, bring adversity into our lives, we have to step up and face it. Face the challenge, right? And that's not me saying this is easy. It's not me saying just go out and, pick a fight with somebody or, you know what, Aunt Carol, get over here. And you go, have a fisticuffs with your auntie because she used to be kind of nasty to you when you were a kid. No, that's not me saying that. It's just a matter of standing your ground, even though I suppose you might not want to, that it might seem counterproductive. Because especially in the situation where some of you guys are dealing with family, it's very hard, but I've been there, to hold your ground with family, to call out people who have been manipulative towards you, who have been destructive and created trauma and just people who haven't been good to you, even though they're your family. I've been there. It's hard to do it, but if you can, in whatever way you want, confront them. And face the adversity, face your fears is another thing that we sometimes talk about with the Strength card. I would say do that. But again, you don't have to listen to me. I'm just an anonymous pair of hands on the internet. Libra, that's your reading for February. If you like this reading, there's a like button down below. Hit it for me. If you want to leave a comment, let me know how this resonated in your life. Please do. I love reading your guys' comments. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell so you can see when I do uploads on the channel, okay? Libra, if you want a personal reading with me, information again is down in the description box. I'll be back in about 2 weeks, maybe less, with your mid-February readings. If you need anything else from me, make sure you check your playlist from this year, last year, the year before that, and all that good stuff, okay? All right, Libra, thank you guys again so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Take care.